something changes when you have children. You know, it just does. When I had my first child, I got a note from someone that said the world is divided into people who have kids and people who don't. Welcome to the other side. And I was like, oh, I know what that means. And it will have a huge impact on how you think about your life and how it works. And there's just no avoiding that. And it's different for women than it is for men. It just is, and it always will be until the day that men can have babies and be pregnant and breastfeed. And that's not going to happen.
So that's probably way up.
Well, we'll see.
But was there? I'm sorry.
Well, I'll just give you one moment where I felt it was time to lean out, and that was right after my first child was born. I was asked. Literally, they called me a week after he was born. This was when I was at CNN, and they asked me to moderate one of the presidential debates. It was when Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton were in the running, one of the Democratic primary debates. And it was going to happen when my child was 7 or 8 weeks old. And what was I going to do? You can't say no. But I was breastfeeding. And I had this crazy hippie mom who was a La Leche League mother who basically ingrained in my brain that you had to breastfeed and formula kills children and all these things that I later found out weren't true. But so I was determined to go moderate this presidential debate while breastfeeding. So I had this big plan that I would get to the debate, I would pump, and I would freeze my milk and FedEx it overnight back to my husband so that the baby didn't have to have formula while I was gone. This is my genius idea. So literally, there was this young journalism student. The debate was happening at the University of Texas in Austin. This young journalism student had been assigned to help me out, get ready for the debate. And she comes running up to me to say at one point, what can I do to help? And I know she had like these visions of like learning what it was like to be a news anchor. And I was like, take these 2 bags of breast milk back to my hotel and stick them in the freezer, please. It's like not really what she had in mind. But I had a moment where right before we went on the air, because I was going to be on the air for 3 hours and I couldn't take a break, so I had to pump right before I went on. And I was sitting in a closet on the floor in the back of the auditorium where the debate was taking place. There was Secret Service outside of the door because Obama and Mrs. Clinton were back there getting ready. And it was the only place I could get privacy and a plug. And I was sitting there on the floor, like going through my notes, like trying to get ready, trying to stay focused, pumping, and breast milk's flying everywhere. It was like, you know, and then of course when I'm on the air, I'm thinking one thing, which is, there's any mother who's in this room knows who's breastfed. You're just like, please, please, God, don't let my boobs explode. I'm sorry, I shouldn't be saying that at school, but that's in my brain as I'm moderating this debate, right? So I am supposed to be thinking about my questions and my follow-ups and being on it, and that is what is in my brain.
So at that moment, were you saying women can have it all?
No, I was saying this is ridiculous.